All right, here we are in Salesforce, and we're going to configure the Salesforce mobile app. So this video is going to be all about the initial configuration settings that you can do on Salesforce Mobile. So in the quick find under setup, you're going to see that there's a Salesforce mobile app choice right here, and this just shows you some of the high level settings that you can enable all in one place so that you don't have to look all over Salesforce to find them. We also are using the Android Studio phone emulator that's going to allow us to see the changes that we're making directly on a mobile device. If you're interested in how to install Android Studio and get this all up and running, there is a link in the description below that will show you the steps that you need to configure that. We had a little bit of problems with the setup that we will show you how to work through. So we will show you a live demo as we're making all of these changes. Now, a lot of these changes you have to log out and log back in into the mobile app, so we'll be doing that frequently here. Now let's start at the top of this page. And I have not tested this out, enhanced contacts. We don't ever really want our users to be able to bulk import their contacts from their phone. This is up to you if you want to enable this. I typically do not see that as being a feature that we want to give to our teams. We do want to enable landscape support on phones. So I'm going to demo how you can invoke one of our screen flows, and it looks really nice in landscape format. Now, if you have dynamic forms and dynamic highlights panels on mobile, you will want to enable this. So we're going to show you how to set up a highlights panel that's different from your desktop so that you can see what that looks like. Dynamic related lists, if you have that enabled on your pages, you will want to enable that. Dynamic actions, if you set those up, we're not going to go into these in this video. Seller focused mobile experience, I recommend that you do enable these two things right here because we will be demoing those things. Now, this section right here is all about how to update your apps and update your pages for mobile. So if you click launch the tool, you're going to see that these are all your Lightning apps that are available for mobile. You can go to the app manager also to manage those. This is going to check to see your pages that are enabled for mobile. So we can see that we have 2 pages that are set up that are custom pages, Lightning record pages that we have set up that we have not added a form factor to. This just means that it's only set up for desktop. So if we went to update this, it's just going to enable it for phone as well. Now let's actually go into an example and show you exactly what you can do here. So if we go to the object manager, we're going to go to the account object, and we have a Lightning record page here that we have set up. And then we'll go to edit. Now under activation, this is where you can see what it is enabled for. So this is enabled for desktop and phone form factors. So if we switch this up here from desktop to phone, we will see the layout completely change, and we can now control what the phone layout looks like. So if we didn't want to have the same fields at the top of our mobile layout that we do for our desktop layout, we can change that because right now it's set up to pull from the compact layout on the account object. And typically we want to show different fields on mobile because you have a lot less real estate on a mobile device and you only want to show the sales team the most pertinent information. So what I would recommend that you do here is we use what's called a dynamic highlights panel. And if you click the Fields tab here, you'll see that option. So we're going to take off the compact layout for the account, and we're going to replace that with a dynamic highlights panel. You'll see that that now allows us to drag and drop whatever fields we want here at the top of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and drop billing address. We'll do our type. We'll do the phone. And then that's it. We'll just keep those 3 fields up there. So we'll click save here. And if we look at our mobile device and we go to an account record, we can see here that the phone is automatically updated to show the layout that we just saved. So if we went ahead and added another field, and then we just refresh our browser here, we can see that our page layout changes are automatically visible. So you don't have to log out and log back in to see these changes being made on the mobile device. They will show right away for your users. Another thing that you might like to do is adding related lists that will allow the user to navigate to it quicker. Because right now we have a related list quick links. So if I wanted to get to the list of contacts for this particular account, I would have to do 2 mouse clicks. So if I just wanted to see one related list and show all my contacts here, I could. So it'll make it a little bit more visible and a little bit easier to navigate. Then if I refresh my mobile app, I can see that my contacts related list now shows that right there. So I recommend that you just go through and you make some updates to your mobile pages to make it a little bit easier to use on a phone. You may also want to reorder these actions that are showing at the top to make sure that the actions that the user would be using in the field are readily available and they don't have to do a couple of mouse clicks to get to them. Now, if we go back to our desktop page, we notice that, oh my gosh, we have completely monkeyed up our desktop page. So this is a very important thing to figure out, that when you make changes to phone, it applies to desktop and vice versa. So there are ways that you can have the components on the page only show for a specific device. So we actually want to put our highlights panel back, and we want this only to show on our desktop, right? Let's put our highlights panel back. And now how do I show this only for desktop? There's a component visibility thing here that allows you to select the device and select the form factor. So I can say, I want this highlights panel to show on desktop only. And then I want this to show on my phone only. You can see that was a little sticky. Sometimes this little area doesn't cooperate. So I'll save that. And then I'm going to go back to my account page and I'm going to see if my highlights panel is back. Okay, so that looks better now, but now I still have my contacts related list. So let's go ahead and make that only visible when I'm on my phone. Perfect. Now let's refresh this and we should see the contacts related list go away. And now we've got our page back to the way it was. So just make sure when you're making those updates that you are controlling which form factor you want to show those components for. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to control the actions at the top of the page right here. So these are controlled on the account page layout. So let's go ahead and go to the account page layout. And in this section right here that's called Salesforce Mobile and Lightning Experience Actions, the order of these buttons and what buttons are showing here is going to be what's shown on the mobile device. Now we can go ahead and reorder some of these. I'm going to add a button here because I want to demo that screen flow for you guys too. We probably want to have the edit button up at the top and then any other buttons that the team is going to use often showing in that top panel there. So if they're always adding opportunities on the road or new contacts or logging calls, you'll definitely want to make those buttons first. So we'll do a quick save there. All right, and then we can see our buttons have changed here, and then we can look at our mobile device and we can see our buttons have also changed here. We'd also like to demo what it looks like to use the landscape view. So we have a screen flow here that's called Add and Update Contacts that we built in a different video. And if we look at this, it allows a user to update contacts in one screen, but it looks horrible in this view. So if we make it landscape, so we can see that it is not flipping at all for me. And I think it's because I enabled the setting and I was already logged into the app. So there are still some settings, actually several, that a user has to log out and log back in order to see the changes. So let's go ahead and do that off camera and confirm that the landscape view is going to work for the mobile app. I'll be right back. All right, we just logged in. So let's go ahead and go back to our account record. And let's flip this. And there it goes. Okay, so make sure that if you enable that, all your users are going to have to log out and log back in order to use it. So if we go now to our add and update contact screen flow, this is going to look a whole lot better, where we'll actually be able to see the information in all of the fields and update them quite easily. All right, that's awesome. So now let's flip this back. So now there's some other things that you can configure. So when the browser is loading, you can make your logo show and control the colors of the app. So let's go ahead and check out what that looks like. So we can see here we have branding as a link here. There's also sections that you can go to directly right here underneath mobile apps, and we can go to Salesforce branding. So these are the same place. So if we come here, we can see that we can set a brand color, a loading page color, and a loading page logo. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll save those changes. Now, in order for your users to see these changes, they will also need to log out and log back in. The next thing that we can control is the Salesforce navigation. So this is the order of the tabs that are going to show in the mobile only app. So if we go to our menu and we go to our app launcher, the mobile only app is this one right here. So this controls the order of the tabs that the users see here. So you can change those however you want. The next thing that you can control here is you can enable in-app notifications or push notifications. I would recommend that you enable both of those so that your users can choose whether or not they want to have those. Now, Salesforce Offline, we're going to have a whole entire video where we review how to use the offline access, some of the caveats that you should be aware of, and how to set all that up. So be on the lookout for that video. And then we're also going to go into Salesforce settings and how to control the app access to all of your users in a different video. So be on the lookout for that as well. Now, the last thing here that we want to review is we're going to go to the apps launcher. And we're going to go to Sales Cloud Mobile. So now this is a brand new mobile experience that is seller focused. So all of the tabs have little icons at the top. So if we go to our account object, we can see that we're automatically seeing account records that are assigned to us. We can see the recently viewed ones. We can filter our lists ourselves. So this is a great way for your sales team to take any of these 3 lists and filter them however they want. They can also look at all of the accounts that are assigned to their team. Of course, this requires you to be using the account owner as a way to manage who is assigned to the account and or the account team. If we go to opportunities, you can see here at the top that it'll show all of Lila's opportunities here. One of the things that I don't particularly like is that it shows even her closed won ones. So if we go up to the top here, I would put a filter on here where I would only want to see my open ones on the road. So I would add a filter for my stage, and you only get a limited number of filters here. It's not every single field. My stage is not equal to closed won. And I can also say my stage is not equal to closed lost. So then it'll just show my open opportunities. I would rather one filter for closest false, but that's okay. So now here is my list. And if I ever go back to that opportunity list, I'll just go back and forth here. The filter does stick, which is really nice. Now on the home tab of the seller focused app, you'll see that they'll have all their events that they have scheduled for today. They have their tasks, which they can check off right from the app up here. They can see their pipeline of leads. They can see their accounts, their deals, and then their recent contacts that they've gone to. It's got a nice UI. I think there's some good functionality here, and revenue teams should like seeing this because it'll be really nice for them to see their events here up at the top. I just went ahead and added some events into Salesforce so that you can see what this looks like. So we can see that we have a meeting coming up in 35 minutes. And if we were to view our events, we can see our calendar down here. And then you can collapse your view right here so that you can see your entire calendar. So there's nice features on here. The homepage also allows you to collapse these sections too. So if you wanted to leave your page like this and then open them as needed, this is a really nice view as well. So now let's show you what it looks like when the branding is set up on the mobile app. So I'm going to log out and log back in so you can see what that looks like. So here's the page, here's the loading page color, and then you can see your logo. And then up at the top here, you'll see that the branding color is going to show at the top of all of your pages. So you can brand your mobile app to use your company's colors. One other thing that you can do is you can add this feature to receive a personalized set of dynamic cards. So if we add this to the app, what that's going to do is it's going to curate what it thinks is important for you. So you can pin different reports here. You can go to your recent records. It's a different view for you. So you can see if you like this and you can tell it yes or no, this card is or isn't helpful. All right, so that's the high-level overview of the Salesforce mobile app and the basic configuration changes that you can make to really enhance your users' experience out in the field. Be looking out for more videos. That's it. That's a wrap. Be sure to subscribe to Blue Tiger Academy so you don't miss our next video on how to manage access for the Salesforce mobile apps. We will show you how to restrict access to the app and see which users are currently using it. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you'd like to see a video on a different Salesforce topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.